this now. Look at that. This was the last little bug that I was waiting to show up. And disrespectful. Them moths been super disrespectful this year. Now they're gonna make me do another application tonight. I'm sorry, y'all. How y'all doing? Welcome back to another episode of Turf Therapy. That kind of caught me off guard coming outside, seeing those little buggers. Look, we got plenty of rain last night, and I love when we get that kind of rain because guess what? I don't have to water. Now, I know you looking at me like, Rob, come on, you ain't even got that much to water, but there's still one last test I have to do, so don't you judge me. All right, so what are we here to do today? I'll be honest, I don't know. So you're gonna have to just try to figure it out as we go. But before we get going, while we're back here, shoot, I might as well show you this Karabi. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take her because she looks like she's good to go. Yeah, let's go ahead and take this Karabi. So I want you guys to take notice to something now. In your areas, for you beginner gardeners like myself, because I'm learning every day, look at him, he back, he back. I'm gonna get you. Because you don't respect me, so you obviously don't respect your life. You're gonna lose your life, you keep playing with me, sir. I'm back. All right, so like I was saying, microclimates within your own climates. That's literally just what I want to point out to you right here. You see how I have things in the heat that love the heat. These are gonna grow tall enough to cast a shadow on the crop that I'm about to put here when we get done taking these beets. And by the way, Detroit red beets, I don't know who been lying to us, but this stuff is super sweet. It tastes like a daggone carrot. I promise you. What I was doing, I was prepping them for canning. That's what I was doing. And I boiled them for, 10, 15 minutes to get the skin to peel off. And I said, you know what, let me try one of these raw. Because we usually juice our beets, right? But I was watching Lady Led and she brought up a good point. She doesn't do a lot of juicing because you lose a lot of the natural fibers that's in these things, right? So I said, let me just try this beet raw. When I bit into that beet, y'all, it is so sweet. I thought I was eating a carrot until you get that little earthy aftertaste on the backside. But I highly encourage y'all to grow some red Detroit beets because those boys are sweet. Ain't nothing bitter about them. The aftertaste, the after earthy taste, it reminds you that it's a beet and it's not offensive at all. It actually just kind of goes with the flavor profile and complex as far as I'm concerned. And then I don't know how long it's been, but you guys never saw me do this. I threw up this little makeshift teepee and I just put the bamboo sticks together and then I put zip tie around it, making sure I distributed the legs properly to each areas. So that's what we got going on here is some pole beans, some royal burgundy pole beans, and they're doing good. And look at those pretty flowers. Aren't they pretty? They're about to blossom, and these little bunches is how I'll have the peas. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be a group of 4 peas right there. But this microclimate works out because I have the warm stuff over here, and then the things that I know need a little more shade. I have shade cloth, but I figured why not just try to move these containers around because that's what they are, they're containers. And it's been working out quite well. So I don't like to keep my soil naked. So as you can see, as I harvest this bad boy, look at her. Ain't she pretty? Ain't she pretty? Look at that, Miss Linda. Okay, so as I harvest her, I want to show you something. I already dropped more seeds, y'all. Sure did. So I had my successions that were already going. Now they can kind of take off and thrive now that they're not crowded out anymore. But I harvested the kohlrabi from over here, and well, I guess one of the seedlings haven't came up yet, but the one that I planted here, this one's up and that one's up as well. So there's another one in here. I'll wait and see if it comes up. I'll give it a few more days. If not, I'll drop another seed, no worries. So this is a good idea. Succession planting, making a microclimate in your own little space. Got to definitely take advantage of it. Man, it is warm today. All right, so let's go around front and see if there's anything up here we can harvest. And on the way, let's check out the cut flower garden. Ah, look at that. See, I love it when you come and see a surprise. So, as you can see, cut flower garden is still thriving. The lilies, they're all done. Their time has come and gone, but now we got the dahlias standing up in full bloom. Zinnias are still going very well. Make sure, guys, that you plant things that can attract pollinators throughout your summer season. If you're in a high heat climate like me here in 7A or warmer. So, but look at this, my okra plant is taking off. Matter of fact, we got an okra right there. I'm gonna harvest this one tomorrow though. I'm gonna let it get a little bigger and I'm gonna harvest that one tomorrow. I have ate one of them already. Y'all know I always take my first one off screen, but look at that bloom. That's a nice little surprise. Look at her. Ain't she pretty? Yeah, and then my tomato plants is down here. They're doing quite well as well. Those are Sodaki heirloom tomato plants, and it's almost time for me to separate them. Or I might just leave one in there and just take one out. The sunflowers are coming to head. That one over there, she's coming ahead first. And then I got my big girl, the mammoth, is over there. So nothing to harvest over here, I don't think. Let's go check on the patty pan squash. Let's see what she's doing now. I took one off last night and it doesn't look like this one got pollinated. Oops, I broke a dahlia. Oh wow, pretty flowers. I'll throw you over there. Now my patty pan squash, what you guys don't know or knew what happened with the original one. Oh no, she got pollinated. We're good to go. I don't think there's any ready over here either. Oh, there's one down there. It's not ready though. We got plenty more coming on though. It's looking good, looking good. Look who finally decided to join the party, my black Kona elephant ear. So when I move these squash, this will really take off here in a little while. I have some new tomato plants in here that are about in need of some extra support. I think this one's a Brandywine. I don't know what this is. A Majo paste tomato. This was actually a rescue tomato plant from Farm Stories, Nadine. She gave me this, and that one over there, and there's another one around front that I kept, and then I gifted two of them to a couple neighbors around here, because, you know, it's like a bug, right? Once one person in the neighborhood starts, everyone's interested. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, so let me get my basket and see what else we got going on. But look at them, look at these dinner plates. My goodness, aren't they gorgeous? Aren't they gorgeous? Looking good. Look at my corn, y'all. She really starting to put on some height too. I need to give her some more nitrogen here soon too. Corn likes a lot of nitrogen in this growth stage right here. Now, when she gets done getting all of her body and volume on, then I will switch up to a fertilizer that has a bit more potassium and phosphorus in it. But for now, we're good. Look at this gorgeous beauty right here. To give you an idea, I'm not very tall, guys. I'm only 5'7", but that thing, she's up there, ain't she? Is it raining? What's going on? A little sprinkle shower. So I caught plenty of rainwater. I just keep them in these buckets. I don't need to do the mosquito bits thing because this water doesn't stay here very long because it ends up inside being processed as the worm tea. So as I feed, I pour more in there and we keep brewing. We're brewing 24/7. I got a nice amount of cherry tomatoes though, and I'm a little hungry, so I'm gonna go ahead and one for me, one for the basket. One for me, one for the basket. My goodness, that's sweet. What we've been doing with these guys, we've actually been making a lot of homemade pizza with these with some flatbread from Aldi. Man, that flatbread is so good. Y'all go to Aldi and get the Indian naan bread that they got in there, and it is delicious. I promise you. So, let's get us some tomatoes. Let's see if I can get Lady Therapy to make us a pizza tonight, because we got the patty pan squash inside, the one I harvested yesterday. Yeah. Man, it's good. It is really trying to rain out here. So, the mustard seeds. Let me step over here, since I guess it's about to do a little sprinkle storm on us. Okay, I'm all right with it. But yeah, I still got plenty of tomatoes. Most of them don't make it in the house. I'm usually out here working, and I just eat them as snacks as I'm going. But look, the mustard seeds are almost ready. What's funny though is I came out here the other day and there was, I don't know what they were, but they were like stacked up. These little insects were like stacked up on top of these pods, and they were just, it looked pretty nasty, guys. I ain't gonna lie. But you know what? Oh, here they go. Look, those little, that camera ain't gonna pick it up. Ain't no way. But, oh, maybe it is. But those little, that little green things you see there, those things were surrounding my entire pods, and it was like, it was all over these pods. I think that's one down there too. I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna tell you what I did to fix it. Watch this. I did one of lead tricks. And Lady Cheryl, actually, you know what I did? I didn't spray it with any chemicals or anything. I just did this. Here she is, bow. And I blasted. I just blast them with water until they wash off, just like this. And it seemed to work. There's only a few left on here, but it seemed to have worked. Now, it's hard to do this with one hand when you're trying to run a camera, but I think I got them. Yeah, they gone. Yeah, they gone. So I just blasted them with water, kind of drown them, get them out of there. And they didn't come back in a large presence. Like, obviously I either missed a few or they came back, but let me see this one. This one right here looks like it's ready. This pod right here, guys. Let's see if we can crack it open. Y'all can see what that looks like. You see the seeds? Y'all see the seeds? Look at that. Isn't that cool? So out of that little pod came these little tiny mustard seeds. It only took one seed to make, how many was in this one pod? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it was 6 in that small size pod. And look how many pods we got on here. So from one seed, I got at least 100. At least 100. Isn't that crazy? Oh, there's something I really gotta show y'all. This rain actually don't feel too bad, and something we need to harvest. I've been my wife, she just said, you know what she said to me this morning? She said, baby, we ain't got no onions. Dang, I forgot. We should have got some onions. I said, devil is a lie. We got onions. Boom, y'all look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Bow. Bow. Look at that. So these are yellow Spanish onions. They are a bulbing variety. And your boy Done did it. Done did it, Dada. Look at this big old butternut squash over here too. There's a few more in there somewhere. So, I told the wife we had onions, and I meant we had onions. So let's go ahead and get us, I'm not gonna take all of them. I'm just gonna take these two over here. Look at that, y'all, my first onion harvest. Now, I ain't about to bite this raw out here, no siree. I'm actually going to hang them where, technically, these aren't my first onion harvest. I'll show you where the first ones are, because I'm gonna hang them so they can dry off over there. So we got 3 more right there. I'm putting something in this soil very soon. So I got Comfrey over here. She hasn't came up yet, but I haven't given up on her. Look at these flies. Look at these flies all over this carrot. If y'all wonder what happened to that carrot, I guess flies like carrots, carrot tops, because they are going crazy for it. That carrot, it just went straight to seed, y'all. As soon as she came up, she did this. She went to seed. And apparently, the flies love the carrot tops. But I got more onions over here. Looks like only 3 of them are bulbing. That one just is going to remain a little miniature green onion. Go ahead and just rinse this dirt off. All right. I don't think she needs the onion right now, but I had some little red onions. They're the small ones, so those weren't supposed to get big. Those are the pearl red onions. It looks like they didn't do too shabby, but I'm just gonna lay this right here. I'm gonna lay this right here and let those dry out just like these. These are pretty much ready. We could probably take these in the house. Yeah, so let's take these in the house. And these are 2 little bulbs of garlic. So this is what it looks like when you do, at least for me, these are, I believe these were soft neck, but those garlic bulbs, they're so small because I planted them in the spring. I'm doing more this fall, so it'll buff out. All right, so that's taken care of. We got some onion action. Let's see if we got anything else to harvest. Now, I know I saw some peppers. We got peppers coming on, all on this. I got my second iteration of peppers coming in. Jalapenos. Man, we got a good bit of jalapeno. What's that, 1, 2, 3, 4? I'm not quite ready to take those. I'm gonna let those sit a little longer. We got more jalapenos coming in over here. Any kooks ready? Let's check out the kooks. Got a good bit of them coming on over here. A whole bunch of new ones coming on. None of them are ready though. This one's ready. Let's go ahead and take this. I'll take this one too. This little one. Yeah. So take these. I think I saw a few more coming in down here. Cool. All right. There's a couple cucumbers. Then, ooh, look at this. Ooh. Okay, so those are the early treats. So these right here are my vining variety tomatoes. All right. That's cool. This is the SV 1000, I think, hybrids. I got these seeds from Home Depot when I made the original video. So that's what those are. I'm keeping one as a treat. I'm gonna be full by the time we're done with this video. Now these are the early treats. And I actually didn't think any of my early treats made it. But now that I see that they did, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take you. That other one down there, you see her, she blushing. I'm gonna leave her though. I found that the birds leave them alone when I leave the water out. We're gonna take you. And we're gonna take you. Yes, ma'am. I haven't had any issues with blossom end rot. Oh yeah, I guess I never got done telling y'all what happened to the other patty pan squash. My bad. So that patty pan squash, look at those 3 tomatoes, y'all. That patty pan squash that used to be right here, that I thought was suffering from some type of calcium deficiency. I'm still convinced it was, but what ended up happening was, I don't know if you saw how that vine comes out of that bag the way it is, and in hindsight, I will probably use something a little lower surface, maybe one of these concrete pails instead. But because they vine out like that, kind of stretch out as they're going, when it was here, a big storm came in, and when it came and blew it, guess what? It snapped. It snapped the patty pan right in half. But luckily, Nadine, she had a couple on standby for me, because I guess she just knew something would eventually happen to them and go wrong, and she gave me 2 new replacement starters. So those 2 are doing great because I properly amended the soil walking into it. And if you're gonna ask me what I use, guess what I use? I use my worm castings. That's it. More than half of the soil that's in there are straight up worm castings. And them joints have been booming, I mean thriving. Turf Therapy HQ is winning. So guys, thanks for coming around for another episode of Turf Therapy with Real Healing Lawns and Souls, and occasionally your garden. I'll see you next time for your weekly dose of therapy with Rob.